6 o'clock outrage in the street as a man mourning the death of a cyclist the day before gets struck in another hit and run. And a confrontation then breaks out with police.
Today's hit and run happened in the intersection of Manchester and Normandy Boulevards, just like yesterday's when a cyclist was killed.
CBS News' Dave Lopez is there live with a video of the injury and the chaos surrounding that tonight. Dave?
Jeff, just about a half a block from that intersection. Behind me, you see the memorial. Someone is touching it up right now. A man, a 22-year-old man, was riding his bike not far from here yesterday afternoon around 1:30 when he was hit and killed. The driver took off. As a tribute to that man today, a group of his friends, fellow bikers, got together and they started to have a memorial service right here, right behind me. There were about 30 or 40 of them, and they started to block the intersection. We are now told that a woman came by and was very upset, got into a verbal confrontation, even took a punch at one of the people who were trying to pay respects to their friend, and then she made a big U-turn and came back, and that's when she hit someone in that group. Whether it was intentional, we do not know, but what you're about to see and hear is moments after that one man was hit.
Look at this! Oh!
The screams of the crowd, and then there's chaos at the intersection of Manchester and Normandy. The man hobbling off before collapsing on the sidewalk is the one who got hit by a driver who made a turn at the intersection, hit him, a glancing blow, and then sped off. Police are still looking for the driver.
I think the guy, he jumped in front of the hood, and the lady just stepped in the pedal and just take off man down.
According to police, just before 1 o'clock this afternoon, about 30 to 40 people on their bikes started circling in the intersection of Manchester and Normandy. They were doing this as a tribute to a friend who had been killed yesterday afternoon by a hit-and-run driver right near this intersection. Suddenly, a police officer shows up, realizes the intersection is being blocked, and then, according to witnesses, his squad car is pummeled with rocks, bottles. The people start jumping on top of it. Someone pulls out a knife and flattens one of the tires.
They was jumping on the top of the hood and hitting the windows. They pull a knife and they bust the tire on the police car.
The LAPD response was massive. Squad car after squad car arrived on the scene. People were yelling, screaming, running around in the intersection. No one else was injured except the one who was hit by the vehicle, and there were no arrests made. And within an hour, order somehow had been restored. Again, there were some very anxious moments here, especially when that woman came into the crowd. We do know now, according to the LAPD and witnesses, it definitely was a female driver who hit that man. What we don't know, was it intentional? She did take off, so the police are trying to find her. We understand that there may be video that shows a license plate. As for the man who was hit, we do not know how serious he was injured. That was the only one that was hit in the crowd. Back to you in the studio.
Dave Lopez reporting live for us tonight. Well, celebrities are rallying around a photographer seriously injured when she was hit by a car.
The tragedy is proof she didn't just capture their image, she also captured people's hearts. CBS 2's Christy Fajardo explains what they're doing to help them.
From her A-list clientele, it's clear celebrity photographer Sarah Dunn is in high demand. But when she wakes up from her coma, she'll also know she's held in high regard.
It'll give us such encouragement to kind of realizing so many people love her and care for her.
Her husband, Marcus Doyle, has been at her bedside since last week. He says the 44-year-old was crossing the street at Franklin and North Bronson when she was hit by a speeding car. She's been unconscious at Cedars-Sinai with a traumatic brain injury ever since.
She's a very determined woman, and I don't think this is going to stop her.
Doctors believe she will recover, but the road could take years of costly treatment.
We just wanted to wake up, not be worried about anything except getting better.
That's why Doyle turned to GoFundMe to try to raise $1 million. But even he
It's unbelievable.
is floored by the response. Stars like James McAvoy have donated, so has Kristen Bell. But it's the complete strangers who surprised him the most.
We didn't realize the scale of it and how what a far reach she had.
Now he can't wait to tell Dunn how much her work has inspired others. And it's not just the celebrities she photographs who have legions of loving fans.
I can't thank them enough. I can just say, thank you so much. I'm just overwhelmed by it.
As for the driver who hit Dunn, we're told he did stop, and the LAPD is now investigating. The GoFundMe has already raised tens of thousands of dollars in just 2 days. If you'd like to donate, we have a link on our website, cbsla.com. In East Hollywood, Christy Fajardo, CBS 2 News.
He's been accused of assaulting more than a dozen men.
Well, the woman who helped make LA the center of the stand-up comedy universe and launched the careers of so many stars in the process has passed away. Mitzi Shore, owner of the Comedy Store, died today at the age of 87. The Comedy Store released a statement saying that she was an extraordinary woman who could identify and cultivate talent. For years, the Comedy Store has been a launching pad, if you will, for comics, including Robin Williams, David Letterman, Jerry Seinfeld, and so many others. Her son, comedian Pauly Shore, posted this tweet today and changed the background of his page to show a picture of them together. Mom/Mitzi passed early in the morning at 4:42 a.m., he tweeted. She was 87 years old. My heart lays heavy.
This is the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor.
This is our Western edition. We're going to begin tonight with strong words and the potential for conflict between the U.S. and Russia. At issue, an alleged chemical weapons attack by the Assad regime, Russia's ally. As President Trump considers a response, he tweeted today, Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they'll be coming nice and new and smart. And he added, you shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. David Martin is at the Pentagon.
President's extraordinary tweet raised the real possibility the U.S. and Russia could soon be shooting at each other. That was followed by an unequivocal statement from the White House about who is to blame for the apparent asphyxiation of civilians.
The president holds Syria and Russia responsible for this chemical weapons attack.
But internal intelligence agency emails still refer to it as a, quote, alleged attack. And Defense Secretary Mattis said no final conclusions have been reached.
We're still assessing the intelligence ourselves and our allies. We're still working on this.
The head of the Russian military, General Valery Gerasimov, has warned that if the lives of Russian officers in Syria are threatened, Russia will retaliate not just against the missiles, but against the ships or aircraft which fired them. Russia has a sophisticated air defense system stationed in Syria.
Other than probably downtown Moscow, the Syrian air defenses are probably among the very best in the world.
Now, a CBS News consultant, retired Admiral Sandy Winnefeld, is confident most of the missiles would get through.
We have a pretty good track record of getting our Tomahawk missiles, our air-launched cruise missiles through those missile defenses. Occasionally you lose one, but they're awfully hard to target.
Last year, the U.S. fired 60 cruise missiles from 2 destroyers in the Mediterranean. One failed, but the other 59 hit their targets. This time, the options also include launching from submarines, both in the Mediterranean and the Red Sea, as well as from aircraft operating out of Europe or the Persian Gulf.
It is an impressive machine.
As General Richard Clark showed 60 Minutes, a single B-52 bomber can carry 20 cruise missiles, 6 under each wing and 8 in a rotating launcher in the bomb bay.
So it's like the chamber of a revolver. Same idea, just much bigger bullets.
Despite the president's tweet that missiles are coming, the White House says he has not yet decided on a military option. A meeting of the National Security Council is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, and Defense Secretary Mattis has changed his travel plans in order to attend. Jeff?
David Martin all over the story. David, thanks very much. Federal agents who raided the home and office of the president's attorney were looking for information about money paid to 2 women who claimed they had an affair with Mr. Trump before he was president. Here's Justice reporter Paula Reed.
Mr. Cohen, you said you're not worried at all?
I'm not worried.
CBS cameras captured President Trump's personal attorney Michael Cohen walking in Manhattan this afternoon following FBI raids on his homes and offices earlier this week. In addition to seizing documents related to 2 women who claimed they had affairs with the president, investigators also were looking for records related to the Access Hollywood tape in which Mr. Trump was heard making vulgar comments about women.
Hi,
Trump, how are you? It's not clear what role, if any, Cohen played regarding the tape, which was made public about a month before the election. But for a judge to issue a search warrant for records, prosecutors would have to show that the records are connected to a possible crime. The president today continued his attacks on the Justice Department, tweeting, "Much of the bad blood with Russia is caused by the fake and corrupt Russia investigation." White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders equated the effect of the investigation and Russia's support for Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad.
Both of those things are bad for America.
Sanders declined to comment on whether the president will fire his deputy attorney general or special counsel Robert Mueller amid his mounting frustrations with both. But a group of bipartisan senators introduced a bill today that would protect the special counsel if the president moves to fire him. For Lindsey Graham, one of the co-sponsors, the bill is precautionary.
And I don't think there's any indication at all that President Trump is going to fire Mr. Mueller. As I said, that would be catastrophic.
And Paula, the president has expressed a willingness before to sit for an interview with the special counsel, but things have changed a little bit. Any new details?
Yeah, the Cohen raids have sort of stalled as ongoing negotiations between the White House and special counsel about a possible presidential interview. And while the special counsel is not overseeing the investigation into Mr. Cohen, sources tell CBS News that the president is angry about those raids and therefore less likely to sit for an interview at this time. Jeff?
Paula Reed with that new reporting. Paula, thanks. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized to the House today for the privacy scandal and said government regulation of social media is inevitable. Zuckerberg also told Congress he is among the 87 million Facebook users whose personal information was exposed.
Was your data included in the data sold to the malicious third parties? Your personal data?
Yes.
It was. Are you willing to change your business model in the interest of protecting individual privacy?
Congresswoman, have made and are continuing to make changes to reduce the amount of data.
Are you willing to change your business model in the interest of protecting individual privacy?
Congresswoman, I'm not sure what that means.
Investors did seem encouraged by Zuckerberg's performance the past couple of days. The company's stock is up about 6% since yesterday morning. Death was just moments away as two Instagram celebrities posted a final video on Monday night. Jamie Yndks reports on the crash that took their lives.
This social media video shows the moments just before 6 people died in a fiery plane crash on a golf course in Arizona. The group had just taken off from Scottsdale Airport, heading to Las Vegas. Seconds later, the plane, full of fuel, erupted into a giant fireball. Friends identified the owner of the plane as James Pedroza. It's unclear if he was the pilot, but he posted video of himself taking off back in October. According to CBS station KPHO, Pedroza was heard on this call to air traffic control.
Please scrutiny difficulty.
We're good. We're just training lessons.
Also on board was Instagram model Mariah Sunshine Coogan. Her account shows her posing with, among others, Kendall Jenner. Coogan posted this video as she was taking a selfie just minutes before the crash. Next to her in the video is Ananda Patel. According to family members, he went by the nickname Happy. He can also be seen here on Instagram and was considered an influencer with almost 45,000 followers. As the plane went down, it narrowly missed several businesses and a condo complex.
And Jamie's with us now. So, Jamie, what is the latest on the crash investigation?
Jeff, investigators say it could actually take up to 2 weeks to determine a cause of this crash. They're trying to look and see if the plane was actually equipped to handle 6 people. They also want to know who was piloting the plane and what their qualifications were.
Jamie Yndks, thank you very much. Still ahead here.
And this little lady survives a frightening ordeal. How heroes freed the curious puppy from a very tight squeeze. Those stories, breaking news, and more tonight at 10 and 11. We hope you can join us. Micah, back to you.